Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Calling. I'm your host, Indranil Basu. Today we have Mumbai Indians versus Kolkata Knight Riders inside Eden Gardens. Oh my God, what a match it'll be. But before we discuss the match in detail, early in the morning a video emerged where Rohit, Rohit Sharma was seen talking to Abhishek Nair, one of the coaches of Kolkata Knight Riders, about his wish to leave Mumbai Indians. Probably this is going to be his last season for Mumbai. I mean, unbelievable stuff you see, but we see and we believe that's how it is. But whether Rohit is going to actually leave or not, before we discuss the match, we want to just get our experts' view on this. We are joined by Abhijit Sarkar and Chandresh Narayanan, one of the finest reporters we've seen in this country. Cricket reporter Chandresh, welcome. Uh, your thoughts? You see Rohit Sharma leaving Mumbai Indians, or is
Thank
it
you.
is it last season, or is his last season?
First of all, good morning. Thanks a lot,
Good morning.
Indranil, for calling
Yeah.
us, and Abhijit Da also. Great to see you
Hi.
again. Uh, I don't know if the what you saw in the video was actually what you think it is. It could
Okay.
be it could be something else. It could be some other topic that they were discussing. Remember, Abhishek Nair is from Mumbai, and he has played a lot of cricket with Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
So, and he's a mentor to a lot of people, Abhishek Nair,
Hmm.
including Dinesh Karthik. So, I don't know if you can add two and two and claim that he was actually talking about leaving Mumbai. It could even be about a flat that he has purchased in Mumbai from you, Indranil, one of the many flats that you own in Mumbai.
Yeah.
It could even be about that. So, how can you claim unless you have authentic information? And if either of them confirm that he was talking about leaving a franchise, I don't think we can speculate about it at all.
All right. Yeah. I mean, this the way things are perceived in today's world is what we see, and we just draw a conclusion. Abhijit sir, your thoughts on that video which emerged this morning?
Look, as the reason behind why we are discussing so much regarding Rohit Sharma, besides
Hmm.
being our national captain, in the last 6 innings he has scored only 69 runs, and in the last 5 innings, and in out of the 6 innings, in the last 5 innings he has scored only 33, 34 runs. So,
My God.
as Chandresh rightly said, that can be any discussion because a person, if after scoring a century in after last 6 matches, he has scored only 69 runs and 533, and his average is 20 per match. So then he can discuss anything with Abhishek Nair, his former colleague, and but as rightly pointed out by Chandresh, both of them are from Bombay. So
Hmm.
um, this it's a matter of worry because the World Cup is coming. He's our captain, and we would love to see him in today's match back in form as Shubman showed his class yesterday. So today, I think if will make some changes, maybe because it's an irrelevant match for them. But if they come with some changes, but Rohit should at least play and bring back his form. And instead of we should not go into this petty discussions because IPL is not our priority now. The World Cup is our priority.
All right, World Cup. We want that cup at any cost. That's what we are telling ourselves every morning we get up. But Chandresh, what exactly fundamentally went wrong with Mumbai Indians? As a journalist, how do you perceive their? Um,
I think
it-
the problem that I saw with Mumbai Indians was that their bowling was not up to the mark. I think the batting, if you look at the names, they've all performed at some time or the other during the season. The bowling seemed to depend heavily on one man, Jasprit Bumrah. We've had some performances by Gerard Codesy from time to time. Others have chipped in from time to time. Shreyas Gopal in limited opportunities. Nuwan Tushara has shown flashes of his talent, but overall, it seemed to me that those 4 overs of Jasprit Bumrah was the only thing that Captain Hardik Pandya depended on. One of the key elements of Mumbai's golden run in the IPL was the spin effect of Rahul Chahar. Now, I think in the previous auction, when they let go of Rahul Chahar, they lost a key part of their bowling attack. Piyush Chawla obviously did well last year, but between last year and this year, there's been a big difference. He's hardly played any cricket after, say, November, December. He did play a tournament here in Mumbai, but it was not. It didn't have the same effect. For some strange reason, one guy who the whole of Indian domestic cricket ecosystem in India, Kumar Karthikeya Singh, that they say that he's one of the best spinners in the country. They haven't played him at all, and or maybe they have played him a game. I don't remember. But I think overall, if you go to see, they have missed a trick over there. The batting, even if it is not fired regularly this season, if you look at the names that are involved, it could well be India's T20 lineup, and so I wouldn't. So batting has let them down to an extent, but in T20 cricket, I think bowling is also very important, and only
Absolutely.
Jasprit Bumrah seems to inspire confidence in anybody following the Mumbai Indians team.
So true. Abhijit sir, Mumbai essentially had these three elements to it in the middle order. Pandya brothers, Kunal and Hardik in form, and then Kyron Pollard. That was absolutely the backbone of the team, and that's what they tasted so much of success in IPL because of that. Whenever they went to the playoff, they were like unstoppable. So do you think not having a strong middle order or middle order not in form also contributed a lot to their failure in last 4 years? That's what we've seen.
Look, as we keep on discussing, the
Mm.
Mumbai always used to follow a template. They used to
Yeah.
start aggressively with Rohit and Ishan Kishan. Then in the middle order, and number one Surya used to come, and they used to start aggressively, and then the finishing with they're finishing the Tom David or Tim David, whatever his name is. They
Tim,
used to
Tim,
do
Tim,
that. Tim
Tim and
David, yeah,
Tom.
and Tim and Tom David and Pollard. But now all those components have got mismatched because in spite of the opening pair being there, all the components got mismatched. They have all of a sudden in between changed the captain. They are not playing as a unit. As their highest scorer this year is Tilak Verma. And unfortunately, as we discussed, I don't know how much it is true. Whatever may be the reason, Hardik shouted at Tilak Verma and the banging of the bat and those things happened. Although later on it was explained that he intention was to shout and he was not able to shout in senior players. But Tilak Verma is such a junior player, he have shouted at him out of frustration because he got out as whatever goal he was given, he was not able to achieve. So these sorts of things happen when you are not performing well, and if the captain is getting frustrated and is venting out his frustration, then how will the team perform? Well, you
So,
can see the in this year their away match average of winning average is 30%. Early on, it used to be so high. So, and again, one more important thing, most of their foreign recruits, including Tim David, they have not performed well. If you compare, for example, why all of a sudden Delhi has started performing well? McGark, Stubbs, their foreign recruits start playing well. KKR, Phil Salt. In the case of Mumbai, even Tim David or other players, they have been average or below average. So all the batting is on Tilak Verma. Surya Kumar Yadav has scored 250s and 100. He is also in and out, but it was in and out of the team naturally. So all as I told you, they cannot execute the plan. Even the players are not playing to their potential. And the most important, Ishan Kishan. Ishant Kishan, I think Hardik Pandey or Ishant also. They said, okay, Ishant is after all, the discussion was, which should not be a discussion. Okay, Ishant is his man. He will take his whatever even if you have shouted at him. So, but these sort of things should not happen.
all right, all right. Do you see Sachin Tendulkar's son playing tonight? Chandresh, he's not been given an opportunity. Last year, he still got few games. He was not bad, not too bad, but previous year he was not tried at all. Uh, so you think he could probably be given a chance tonight? Why
He
not?
should. He should be. He should be. I think that the very fact that they have retained him, picked him in the auction, means that they have studied his performances, and he did reasonably for Goa and Ranji Trophy and other
Yeah,
tournaments. And
yeah.
I think we need to separate Arjun from his father in this case, and I think that if you have picked him, if you have backed him, he's not going to do worse. He's not going to be worse off than the guys that you've already tried in the tournament. So I don't think there is any reason not to try Arjun in tonight's game or even the last game in Mumbai on 17th. And also, if you see, I spoke about Kumar Kartikeya. He's also a pretty good spin bowler. There is a guy called Shivalik Sharma who did well for Reliance in the DY Patil tournament. He's also pretty a good hard hitting batter. You can look at him as well. The only point is that don't be reluctant to change, just like Chennai. You see, Chennai has been stuck with this philosophy that we will not make any change. Even so, it's like that the Titanic. The guys are playing the instruments even when the ship is sinking. You can't be like that. You have to sort of realize that the ship is going to sink. You have to make the change at some point or the other.
They have really backed Rahane to the hilt, which is why Chandresh is saying like that. Absolutely, you've really made that very pertinent point. But Avijit sir, KKR, Kolkata Knight Riders, how differently they have functioned this year. They have been quite you know, quite a team to watch out. I mean, the starts they're getting in every game, practically destroying the best of bowling attack with the utmost ease. And that's been the hallmark of Kolkata Knight Riders opening pair, of course, led by Sunil Narine, the old horse, knows his way. Your thoughts?
Look, KKR and Sunrisers are these two teams. They have totally changed the approach. I think the whole batting template of this year's IPL T20. In the case of KKR, it is Sunil Narayan and Phil Salt, and Sunrisers, it's Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head. So they start aggressively, and they are following that. Even although in Mumbai when they played up when where they won after 12 years, they were 57 for 5, and KKR fought back, and ultimately they won by 35 runs. So that also explains the depth of the batting which they have, in spite of the fact that, again, I will repeatedly say Nishit Rana is still not playing. Last year's captain is not playing. So, and he's a very good batsman. So, in spite of him not playing, so the two players who is playing very well, who didn't perform, who were below average last year, as in the bowling department, Narayan was not, but batting he was certainly below average, and Venkatesh Iyer. Venkatesh Iyer was not performed. He has totally changed this year with the. I think, of course, I think I will give the credit to Gautam Gambhir for that. So the whole approach and as I said, I keep on saying there are the separate components which are used in T20 format from the which you explained as and Chandresh also explained that in the opening slot, the first 6 overs, the middle overs, and the finishers, they are and all these plans are being executed, whatever being discussed in the dugout. So if they are playing to the plan, then even if they are in an adverse situation, they are losing 5 wickets, they are fighting it out and winning the matches.
Absolutely. I mean, attack is the best defense. But Chandresh, if you look at KKR, uh, the way they were performing last few years, they were fizzling out towards the end of the tournament, towards the or during the business end of the tournament. But this time, they're showing they're looking like quite a team. Is it because of Gautam Gambhir coming and joining the bandwagon? Do you think that has made a lot of difference to their approach?
I think it has. I think it has, and I'll tell you why. I think Chandrakant Pandit is a great coach at the domestic level, and I
Yeah,
think the methods that he uses, say with the Vidarbha or Madhya Pradesh, Mumbai or whatever it is, he has got tons of experience of playing domestic cricket. He's played for Mumbai, Madhya Pradesh, Assam, and he knows domestic cricket inside out. I think when it comes to IPL, you
yeah,
can't be uh, using the same methods at the IPL level because you also have 8 foreign players, and those 8 foreign players play cricket all around the world in leagues for their national teams and so on and so forth. And I think last year that was the trick that they missed because they just had Chandrakant Pandit and they didn't have somebody to bridge the gap between Chandrakant Pandit and the international players. Gautam Gambhir, even though he's not an experienced coach per se, he's a recent international cricketer and he understands the psyche of the modern international cricketer. All these things are very little things I think that makes a huge difference in managing or handling players of international from other countries, because those guys don't need the carrot and stick approach. They just need to be handled properly with a lot of common sense. You see, Sunil Narayan, what has happened to him? He's just transformed out of sight. A couple of years ago, when they tried him as the opener, it failed completely. This time, it feels like Gautam Gambhir has just told him, just be yourself, and it's paid dividends for KKR. I think these sort of things really help matters. And then obviously, Chandrakant Pandit plays a key role as the head coach, obviously. And then you've got Abhishek Nair, Bharat Arun in the lineup, Ryan Tenduskate. All these guys have played a big part. And I think most importantly, they've got their captain back, Shreyas Iyer, which makes a huge difference because he was the chosen one to be the captain. Unfortunately, he missed out last year because of an injury, and this time he's been calm and collected in his approach, and he's handled the team very well. Though his strike rate is not up to the mark, and that's why he's not even in the consideration for India's T20 squad. But for KKR, it does the work, and I think that's made all the difference. I don't know if the presence of Shah Rukh Khan at every game is the good omen that they need to perform as a team. So I think all these factors put together has helped KKR this year.
Absolutely. But you talked about the coach. Recently, we heard reports that, of course, the Indian coach. I mean, because Chandresh, I'm asking you, fact that we might have two coaches, white ball, test ball, red ball coaches. Do you think that happening, or I know Lakshman is waiting in the wings, Julius Lakshman to be the coach. And Rahul Dravid has got family commitments. He's also required at home with kids are going, and one of them is actually batting so well. But your thoughts? I mean, who's going to be the? I mean, Dhoni is wanted. Nehra is wanted as a white ball coach. They are not interested. Who should be? I mean, foreign. I mean, do you think the breaking up will help? Because having one coach looking after the team 24/7, it's a little hectic for any individual. Because with IPL contracts and several other teams offering you good money, I think that is. You remember you've done a lot of coaches story in the past for TOI. Your thoughts?
Frankly, if you ask me, I think whoever comes in as coach, whether
Uh,
it is split or whether it is one individual, both if it is split, both of them will get 3 months holiday from next year. And if it is single, that one person will get 3 months holiday every year, because from the next year the number of matches are going to increase in the IPL. I frankly am a big believer that India needs a foreign coach, because I am not so sure about Indian coaches being up to the mark. I'm sorry to say this, but because I've seen a lot of times Indian coaches not being aware of players from other teams, or I know analysts do a lot of the work, but I have seen players, they're being clueless about international cricket. They don't keep track of international cricket. I think I would, if you were to ask me, I think the best man, if you're looking for one coach, it is Mike Hesson, because imagine with limited resources, he took New Zealand right to the top of the charts. Imagine with
is he free?
uh,
Is he free? That's the question.
he's free. He's just doing Islamabad United. If India was to offer him, if he applies for the job, last time, if you remember, before Rahul Dravid was appointed, when Ravi was appointed in 2019, the CSC consisting of Kapil Dev, Anshuman Gaikwad, and Shanta Rangaswamy. Kapil Dev actually came out in a press conference and said that Mike Hesson's presentation was the best, and that his ideas were out of the world. Imagine, what I'm trying to say is that with limited resources and the limited talent pool, Mike Hesson made a huge difference to New Zealand. Imagine with unlimited resources, massive talent pool, what he could do. I'm not just saying about short term, even long term. And it's good thing that the BCCI is saying that we'll appoint a coach till the 2027 ODI World Cup. So that sort of puts in some sort of a long term stability in Indian cricket. I think that Mike Hesson is somebody who can plan well, who's aware of what's happening in international cricket. Most often, I've seen Indian coaches not being aware of what's happening in international cricket. They don't know what are the trends. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm just being frank about it. And I think that
Absolutely.
if you were to split the role, I would strongly believe that you should go for Owen Morgan as India's white ball coach, because I think Owen Morgan is a recent cricketer. He's aware of modern trends, and he could be a left field choice, just like Brendan McCullum was for England in Test cricket, even though it's not really worked out for England in Test cricket. But just like Brendan McCullum will make an impact in the long term for England in Test cricket, Owen Morgan could make an impact for India in white ball cricket in the long term.
Wow, what a very, very, very well said. So, Abhijit sir, your thoughts? Who could be the next coach?
Look,
Coach ka coach.
l- look, like partially agreeing with Chandresh, I will like to do some tweaking that whomsoever is a foreign coach, even if the foreign coach comes, there has to be an assistant coach who should be an Indian in this case. And little bit, I have a little after seeing in T20 cricket in the last for a couple of years, of course the white ball cricket. I don't mind. I'm not talking about Test cricket. Test cricket, I would prefer a foreign coach, and India requires a foreign coach because they are not able to balance between the white ball cricket and red ball cricket, and they are losing after losing two WTC finals. I will prefer that because there has to be a bifurcation. Like I would like to share with you. Like in the case of the selectors, there are several prominent cricketers who naturally I keep on interacting. So whenever I discuss and their names are circulating in the media as well, that they have applied, this has applied. They say, no, 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 we have not applied. We have not applied. It's too less of money and so much time has to be given. We cannot give so much time. So what happens? Then the compromises start happening. They are yet to get a selector from Northern India because most of the people of the season cricketers are backing out. So now they will go to the number two, number three level cricketers who will become the selectors. And it's for everybody to know, everybody else is to analyze what sort of selection they will do. I don't know because the top level cricketers are backing out because they are preferring commentary or maybe the IPL dugout or somewhere else because they are earning far more from there. And the amount of time which is required for a selector to travel around and select the team, it's too much compared to the money which they are getting, the compensation which they are getting. Same context that because of which I think one of the reasons which Chandresh was about foreign coach also that if they have to give 200% to the team only, totally concentrating on that particular team. Because you have the other additional responsibilities with them, or they are not fully compensated, or maybe they like Rahul Dravid has family responsibilities, then they will not do justice to the team. So I feel still, I think the way Ashish Nehra has molded himself, somewhere or the other, whatever role, I'm not saying he should be made the head coach. Ashish Nehra should be involved in the white ball combination of the coaching assignments given by the BCCI. He should be there, and he adjusts with the foreign coaches also quite well if the foreign coach is coming. And I don't mind even Ashish Nehra with his team if maybe as Mohammad Kaif as fielding coach or maybe some prominent cricketer as batting coach. A full Indian combination also can comprise of a white ball coach combination. But if a foreign coach combination, there can be a combination of foreign coach and Ashish Nehra, or Ashish Nehra being a T20 of a white ball coach and Test cricket a foreign
But
coach.
the problem is Ashish Nair is not willing. Will you convince
He's not
Ashish Nair
willing.
to come on
No,
board?
no, no, he's not. Yeah, absolutely right. He's not willing. He's not interested because it's too much time consuming. He wants to give time to his family. That also I discussed with him. He is also not interested. So then the preference is whatever Chandresh is saying that we have to go for a foreign coach. That but there has to be support staff of good like which
Okay, all right, all right.
Gary Custer was lucky to have. There is a good combination, even if they are not prominent cricketers. There has to be a good Indian coach, an assistant coach, or batting coach, or bowling coach. Maybe fielding coach will be a foreigner coach. That is
Yeah,
not an issue.
Chandresh.
Yeah, I just want to add to what Abhijit Das said. I think
Ah,
because in India we don't have a concept of managing director or director of cricket, what Abhijit Das said is very important. That the most important role, in my view, in Indian cricket is that of a selector. And the fact that BCCI, for third year running, we are running Indian cricket with just four selectors, and nobody seems to bother about it. Last year, also for a very long time, India had just four selectors. BCCI never bothered to inform about Chetan Sharma's resignation after the sting operation by a channel. BCCI never informed, and suddenly, out of the blue, Ajit Agarkar was appointed. The previous year, also, there were only four selectors. and I was waiting for somebody in the media to raise the point, because everybody in the media was very concerned back when COA was in place, that India has only three selectors and how talent will be chosen. Now it has become from three, it has become four, but nobody seems to bother. That fifth selector is not being appointed because, as per everybody,
But Salil
for a big
Ampola is
country,
not attending the selection meeting, you mean to say?
I don't know. I'm not. I'm not taking any name. You're taking the names. I don't know, because they brought out an ad in January. I think more than anything else, just like Abhijit Das said, it is the role of a selector which is much more important in Indian cricket, because you see, you're sorted for the next 5 years. What you need to sort out is for the next 10, 15 years. And maybe they may not play immediately, but you can just keep identifying those guys and have a proper handover. But looking by what Rohit Sharma said at the press conference the other day, there was no handover from whoever was in charge before Ajit Agarkar on what the roadmap is for T20 cricket, because Rohit Sharma clarified that Ajit Agarkar was not around, so he wouldn't know. So I think that the role of a selector is very important in Indian cricket, and even if there are no big cricketers ready to become selector, I think personally that some of the best selectors in India have been cricketers who have not played Test cricket. Sanjay Jagdale, Raj Singh Dungarpur, just in the last 30-35 years that I can think of, these two guys have made a big difference. Raj Singh Dungarpur picked Sachin Tendulkar, and Sanjay Jagdale played a big part in the appointment of Mahendra Singh Dhoni as first as the ODI captain, and Anil Kumble as the Test captain, the split role that happened. So I think in that sense, I think these two guys have done well and they made a long-term impact. I strongly believe that we need to know more about what's happening with that fifth selector, if at all it's being appointed, because BCCI themselves brought out an ad. No one really asked them about it.
So well said.
Nobody is
And
there
we
from the North
require.
Zone yet.
Ah, sir, what are you saying?
Nobody is there from the North Zone yet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
So and
even if there are,
and it,
yeah, go on,
yeah,
go on,
yeah. Go
Abhijit.
ahead, go
No, no,
ahead, go ahead,
go
Chandra.
on. You finish.
Now, as you said, mentioned about COA, at that point of time, it was saying that it was Indian cricket team is being run by Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli. So
Yeah.
there was all sorts of because there were only three selectors. The three selectors used to will be dominated by the selection recommendations of Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli. So that happened in this time, this present regime. Now, yesterday only there was an announcement by which I think how far it is justified to be announced that Shreyas Iyer and Ishan Kishan was dropped from the management contract on the recommendation of Ajit Agarkar. I think I beg to differ that that should have been announced in the media that it was recommendation. It is also if the recommendation was done, it was also accepted by the BCCI management. Then only they were dropped. Why only naming a particular selector about it? That he recommended, that's why they were dropped. So in these situations arises, then there are several people who will not now won't like to associate with being on the selection panel and or with any committees. And again, one important question which Chandresh has raised, and I will keep on saying that because being associated with several sports associations as well, that it is not necessary that a very good cricketer or a cricket player has to be a selector or in the management of affairs of any association. There has been Jagmohan Dalmia, there have been Sharad Pawar, there have been several people who have done human service to Indian cricket. And in Raj Singh Dogarpur, the way he selected and recommended Saurabh Ganguly to be the captain, and what the rest is history. So because the cricketers develop some certain biases sometimes, but I'm yet to see a cricketer's recommendation. There have, of course, Dilip Vengsarkar's recommendation has been good, and several other cricketers' recommendation has been good. But in managing the affairs, there has been always that there have been good management people and connoisseurs who have done human service to Indian cricket.
Yes. And Chandra is rightly named two names, Raj Singh Dungarpur sir and Sanjay Jagdale
Yeah.
sir.
Just
Uh,
just want to add to what Abhijit Das said.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
when the contracts came out in 2004, it was
Hmm.
decided then that the committee which would decide the contracts would be the president, secretary, chairman of selectors, and head coach. So to just name the chairman of selectors, I think is being economical with truth, unless the committee structure has changed for the recommendation of names for the contracts. And just like Abhijit said, imagine if those two guys, Ishan and Shreyas, what is the impact it will have on them that, Ajit Agarkar is the man, is after me. He's the man who's recommended that we should not be part of the contracts list. What kind of impact will it have on them? And, those guys also keep talking to others. What will the others think? Just to come out and say that I am not responsible, that guy was responsible for dropping you from the contracts. The word spreads in the ecosystem. Bhai, isse bach ke rehna. So, do you want that kind of a system where guys develop servile attitude and just sort of keep be nice to you all the time? I don't know. And in terms
One
of,
more,
yeah,
one more thing, just I will add with what Chandresh said, we go ahead. One more thing which was shared with me, that being a selector, you create lots of enemies.
yeah,
So yeah, and that's the reason when you create enemies, so that people are reluctant to get associated with you, which is having a
All right.
like DSK Prasad is having a problem. Yes, he has created lots of enemies. Chandresh, go ahead.
yeah, and even
But
there have been other selectors who probably oversaw a transition in Indian cricket, and those guys don't talk to those selectors of that time. So these sort of things also happen. Maybe the at that time somebody else was running the show, and the selectors were being blamed. And just one last point about the North Zone selector. When I don't think any of your cricket tournaments, except a few here and there, is run on zonal basis. I don't know why, because the constitution, as per what was drawn up by the Supreme Court, doesn't say that your selection committee has to be on zonal basis. I then don't understand why this fixation over zonal selector. Why can't we have five best men in the country? Or maybe even Diana Adalji was railways selector for a long time. Uh,
yeah,
the five best cricketing minds in the country, cricketers who have played for India or for their state or whatever it is, to be the selectors. I don't know why. What this is? I think this is an old school thought that we have, that we have to have on zonal basis. And I don't know. We had Ajit Agarkar and Salil Ankola for 7-8 months. We produced a team which went to the final of the ODI World Cup. They didn't do badly, did they?
yeah, true, true. And Chandrish is sitting in Mumbai. He'll obviously say, uh,
No, no.
no, I'm just
I was
kidding.
the first
I'm
one to
just
talk.
kidding. No, no, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm talking about MS Dhoni. I mean, great mind, great captain, and talked about sinking ship. Because if you don't make changes, necessary changes, which is required. We saw last night. Uh, what's wrong with Chennai? I mean, why are they losing out on these matches? Because GT's was easy picking for them. Should have been technically. Why do you think Chennai need to sort of buckle up the seat belt? Do something different. I mean, what is lacking in that side? I mean, of course, backing Rahane is one question you can say, but what sort of changes are required to get back to winning ways? Chandresh?
Look,
No, Abhijita, go on.
Go
no,
ahead,
go ahead,
Abhijit
go
sir.
ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, Chandresh.
Yeah, I think
Pehle
what
up,
what
pehle
the
up, pehle up, pehle up. Huh?
I think what Chennai need to do is that Chennai, like I said previously, they are reluctant to change. I think they need to back their younger players, and they just need to put in a reboot, press reboot in their system. You've got some young players sitting on the bench, Samir Rizvi, for example. Then there is Nishant Sindhu. There is Sheikh Rashid. There's a guy called Rajavardhan Hangargekar. These are the sort of guys that you need to be backing now going forward. Ajinkya Rane, for example, last year when he did well was also because of the fact that he came into the tournament with a lot of good runs under his belt in Ranji Trophy and domestic tournaments. This time around, he's hardly scored anything for Mumbai in Ranji Trophy. Like one's name that I used to constantly check what has he made. He would hardly make any runs this season except in the final. So he's coming low on confidence. And last year also one big factor was Devon Conway, who's injured this year, and the team seems to have sort of shaken to the core because of that. So I think that they need to start looking at their younger talents. And if they start doing that and believing in those younger talents, remember Delhi Daredevils
But
when
can
it
you
was
do
Delhi
that?
Daredevils.
Can you do that? Because you're ending your like business end, and then if you manage to get into the playoff, can you make changes
They
at
had the
this stage
full
of the
tournament.
tournament?
They had the full tournament to back Samir Rizvi, for example.
Yeah,
He's somebody
yeah.
you backed and you went out of your way to buy him at the auction. And look at the way they have treated him. Look at the way they have played him. I think that if you have seen some potential in him, give him the opportunity. What about Sheikh Rashid? He's been traveling with the team for 2 years. Nishant Sindhu last year at that Asia Cup Emerging Trophy, he was the player of the series. Even though it was 50-over cricket, he must have some talent, something or the other. I'm just
True.
saying that if
Absolutely.
you're carrying guys in your team, back them, try them out. Why just and if Mahendra Singh Dhoni is injured, is it not a fault of the system that you have not groomed a second keeper after Mahendra Singh Dhoni? You need to have somebody. There must be somebody in the lineup who could do that. So I think these are the sort of changes I think they need to be making.
All right, Avijit sir, GT winning and Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill finally getting 100, and he looked like a player we saw last year when he was playing against RCB. He scored that superb 100. Of course, Sai Sudarshan is the most. He loves scoring against Chennai and sort of knocking, telling them, knock, knock, Chennai, why don't you buy me? I'm a Chennai boy. Come on, wake up, wakey, wakey,
Look,
wake up. Come on.
Indranil, coming to Chennai, yesterday only I
Yeah.
pointed out their bowling attack was totally depleted with
No, no, I'm
Mustafizul
talking about
going on.
GT, 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 GT.
Let me come to the point. I want to say something. That's why I'm coming to the point.
Huh.
There was bowling was depleted, so they had to suffer. Ultimately, they fought back as far as the batting is concerned. One more interesting fact, I think two interesting facts I would like to share with you is that the man concerned, the name was concerned is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. You have a impact player rule, but the irony of the situation, the best impact player person in this whole IPL who could have been used as an impact player by if any particular team would have been Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and he could have come up the order and batted the way he batted yesterday in all the matches. But why? Why is he not being used by the impact player? Number one, David Convoy is not there as a wicket keeper. They don't have an alternative wicket keeper. Number one. Number two, naturally, he will, being partially injured, he doesn't want to, the running between the wickets, he want to run between only 1, 2, 3 overs, and he cannot, and he has to do wicket keeping also. And the third most important factor, Chennai still requires Mahendra Singh Dhoni's brain to win the ground and guide all the decisions which he has to take in the ground. So as for me, the if the impact repair rule was most feasible, most favorable was for Mahendra Singh Dhoni, but he was not able to avail because of there was no alternative wicketkeeper, and there is no alternative to Mahendra Singh Dhoni being in the field, not outside the field. This is one of the point which I would love to share, which is very important. The impact pair rule was most suitable for CSK and Dhoni. Coming to Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarshan, I think I was expecting them to score 260 to 62 because they are youngsters. I think as a natural progression when they were nearing the century, they slowed down a little. But there, no doubt, Sai Sudarshan is an extraordinary talent. He has in the white ball, his naturally strike rate is less, but he will hold himself like that. It was a right decision, a very masterclass decision because the way Ridhiman Saha was playing, they dropped him, and Sai Sudarshan was brought off the order as an opening batsman, like again, which in Redil, which we have written in our article, which we are discussing a lot. Why not Virat Kohli coming for opening? So this is the decisions which we have to take while playing in T20 cricket. So this is the decision which GT rightly took yesterday, and that was fruitful for them. Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill ultimately scored a century. Shubman Gill proving the point, and look, you have not selected me. I'm coming back to form, and I can be. And our captain on the other side has not scored for the last 6 matches, only 69 runs. I'm an opener. So he has reminded the selectors I'm there. I've really performed well. And by his reaction, he
Well,
was
it's too
showing
late,
that.
but you never know what can happen towards the end. So that's our let's see. Look at a top 11 picks before we uh, round up the show. We have KKR versus MI tonight. We'll start with Phil Salt. He's actually feeling a lot of salt and sugar, and God knows what he's doing that to that to his batting ability. Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Varma, Shreya Shayar, Team David, Andre Russell, Sunil Nareen, Jasprit Bumrah, Gerald Codsey, Varun Chakraborty. That's our top 11 picks for today. We hope we have a great evening, great match, and don't worry about what Mumbai has done so far in the tournament. Let's enjoy. Last time it was a good contest between KKR and Mumbai. Hopefully this will continue this time also. Thanks, Chandesh and Abhijit sir. Come on the show and enjoy IPL. Peace smiling. Thank you for watching. Bye.